This is the homework helper for Chapter 13, Section 6 in the 8th grade workbook, Quadratic Functions. We're going to go ahead and focus on 3 and 4 because 1 and 2 are really what you saw over and over and over again in the note presentation today. It's very basic. It's table method graphing. We've done table method graphing. It's just a different shape. So I'm not going to spend any time on 1 and 2. I want to spend time on 3 and 4. In number 3, it's asking me to find the f of negative 3, the f of 0, and the f of 3 for each quadratic function. So what this means here is they want you, when they're asking you to find the f of negative 3, they want you to go here and change x into negative 3 and figure out what you get. And then do it again with this one, and then do it again with this one. Then they ask you to find the f of 0. Well, that means they want you to go in here and change x into 0 and find this one, change x into 0 and find this one, change x into 0 and find that one. Then the last one, they want you to find the f of 3. That means they want you to go in here and change x into 3, x into 3, and x into 3, and solve that 3 times. So basically all this really is 9 problems in one little table here. All right, well, let's take the easy one first. Let's take the f of 0, because 0 is always the easiest one to work with. So we go through each of these equations, change x into 0, and figure out what I get. So if I change x into 0 in the first one, 0 squared is 0, minus 2 times 0, well, that means I'm still subtracting 0, and then I'm adding 1, gives me 1. Second one, 0 in for x squared minus 6. So if I change x into 0, 0 squared is 0, minus 6 is negative 6. Last one, change x into 0. 0 squared is 0, minus 0 is still 0, plus 3 is 3. Okay, so we got the easy one out of the way. Now we can decide if we want to go to the one on the right or the one on the left. It doesn't really matter. Let's go to the one on the right. Let's go with f of 3 here. Change x into 3. 3 squared, 3 times 3 is 9, minus 2 times 3 is 6, plus the 1 at the end. 9 minus 6 is 3, plus 1 is 4. 3. 3 squared is 9, and 9 minus 6 is 3. Last one, 3. 3 squared, 3 times 3 is 9. Minus the x value, 3. And then at the end it just says plus 3. So it's 9 minus 3 plus 3, which is 9. All right, let's go back and get the one we're probably going to have to spend the most time thinking about, negative 3. So negative 3 squared, negative 3 times negative 3 is positive 9. Minus 2 times negative 3. That's going to change into minus negative 6, which is really the same as plus 6, because minus and negative changes into plus. And then you've got plus 1 at the end. So I've got 9 plus 6 plus 1. 9 plus 6 is 15, plus 1 is 16. Negative 3. Negative 3 squared, negative 3 times negative 3 is positive 9. 9 minus 6 is 3. Last one, negative 3 in for x. Negative 3 squared, negative 3 times negative 3 is 9, minus negative 3, which is the same as plus 3. It's going to give me 12, plus a 3 at the end gives me 15. And there you go. Lots of calculations, 9 different calculations, but that's all it is changing the value of x for whatever they give you, solve it out, game over. All right, let's go to number 4. The height in meters of a ball thrown at a certain speed is given by the function f of t equals negative 4.9 t squared plus 19.6 t, where t is the elapsed time in seconds. Find the height of the ball after 1, 2, 3, and 4 seconds. What is the maximum height that the ball reaches? So, they've given us a function. They've told us what they want us to plug in for t. They want us to do it once with 1, once with 2, once with 3, once with 4, and figure out what we got. So let's go ahead and set up ourselves a little table here. Again, the t values they want us to use are 1, 2, 3, and 4. Usually we pick our own values, but the question gave us values, so I don't really have much of a choice here. Okay, I'm going to plug each one of those values in for t now and figure out what the resulting y is. Or really I should say f of t, because we're writing these in function notation. It's the same thing. All right, so first time through, I'm going to change t into 1. So I've got negative 4.9 times 1 squared. Well, 1 squared is 1 times negative 4.9 is negative 4.9. And then I'm going to add to that 19.6 times 1, changing t into 1, so I'm adding to that 19.6. And when I do that, 19.6 plus negative 4.9, that changes into 14.7. All right, let's make sure we have some meaning here, because if we don't have some meaning, we're in trouble here. All right, remember, the question says the height in meters of a ball thrown at a speed is given by that function. T is the elapsed time. What is the height of the ball after each of those? So T1 means 1 second in. F of t, 14.7, means at 1 second in, the ball is going to be 14.7 meters in the air. All right, let's go to 2. Change t into 2. So I got 2 squared for t squared there, 4, times the negative 4.9. That's going to give me negative 19.6. And then I've got 19.6 times my t, or 19.6 times 2. It's going to give me 39.2. So I'm going to add those two guys together. And I do that, and I end up with 19.6. Again, let's give it some meaning. 2 seconds in the air, the ball is 19.6 meters high. So it's obviously getting higher here. 3 seconds in. 3 squared. 3 squared is 9. Times negative 4.9 is going to give me negative 44.1. And then the second part, 19.6 times 3, that's 58.8. So I'm going to add those two guys in, and when I do that, it gives me 14.7. So obviously the ball is now falling again. We got all the way up to 19.6, now it's dropping down to 14.7. All right, last one, 4 seconds in. So I'm changing t into 4. 4 squared is 16 times the negative 4.9 in the front is negative 78.4. And then I've got the 19.6 times 4 at the end. Well, 19.6 times 4, interestingly, changes into 78.4. So when I add those two together, that's 0. That means 4 seconds in, the ball's back at the ground, because it doesn't have any height. So we found the height of the ball after 1, 2, 3, and 4 seconds. 1 second in, 14.7 meters in the air. 2 seconds in, 19.6 meters in the air. 3 seconds in, 14.7 meters in the air. 4 seconds in, so that's 0. It means it's back on the ground. What is the maximum height that the ball reaches? Well, the highest point it's at here is 19.6. So the maximum height of the ball is going to be 19.6 meters.